Geologist beaten up by angriest octopus on beach. Meanwhile in Australia, road subject to melting. Wouldn't this like burn your foot? How about no? Is this a Halloween decoration or a picture of a house in Australia? My friend just went out for dinner and this guy turned up at the window like he had a reservation. A rare image of an American and an Australian in a public restroom at the same time. Not all animals in Australia will kill you. Don't get me wrong, he wants to. He just can't. Australian women's national team loses 7-0 to a team of 15-year-old boys. A possum broke into an Australian bakery and ate so many pastries it couldn't move. This is how they found him. I live for this post. Do what you must, for I have already won. Australia's Prime Minister says he didn't poop his pants at McDonald's in 1997. 100% chance this guy pooped his pants at McDonald's in 1997. Cow caught casually eating snake in outback Australia. I am confused as to how the food chain works in Australia. Lemurs sharing a meal. I thought this was a new spider from Australia. Save the animals in Australia. The animals in Australia? Yeah, very funny. Let's all laugh at Australia for having all the deadly animals. 2 of those aren't even real, dummies. Huh? What? Australians have found this site, man. It really is over. In Australia, we don't lock our doors because we are scared of armed intruders. We lock our doors to keep the roos out. A rampaging Australian pig drank 18 beers and got in a fight with a cow. Punching sharks, now declared Australia's national sport. This really reassures me about my upcoming Australia work trip. Australia is beautiful. See a hawk literally throw a snake at an innocent family. 1 week in Australia. My brother just helped to cook a burra that was getting beaten up by magpies, and now it's chilling in his car. Are these people in Australia? No. This guy really flew here, all the way from Australia. Why do so many people think spiders are evil and out to get you? Look at this nerd run away in an overly dramatic cartoonish way because something touched its butt. Spot the Australian. Never forget that Australians' first ever Winter Olympics gold was won because the guy was coming dead last and everyone in front of him fell over. A national hero. A golden retriever in Australia brought home a baby koala bear she saved from the bushfires. Americans, we need guns to defend ourselves. Australia. Melbourne man fights off carjacker with Nescafe Blend 43 jar. Flat earthers claim Australia doesn't exist, and people who live there are paid by NASA. But if it doesn't exist, how are they paid to live there? Sometimes I get mad at Australian stereotypes, but then I remember that my own backyard looks like this. Having an Australian accent is like being sent to prison for a crime I didn't commit. Being Australian is because of a crime you didn't commit. Wallabies hopping along Sydney Harbour Bridge. Surprising motorists. The Mediterranean Sea fits perfectly inside Australia. Australia, do this. If this happened, it would drown at least 5 people. Australians be like, gonna be a bit late today, mate. Kangaroo gets more bounce than he bargained for on a trampoline. My head hurts from laughing at this so hard. Sydney Storm, non-Australian. I got hit by a hailstone. Gosh, it hurts. Australian. Oh yeah, the spikes are brutal. Non-Australian. The what now? The fact that high is the second lowest option says a lot about Australia. The most dangerous flightless bird in Australia is sitting under a beach umbrella, stealing grapes. Are you going to tell what's basically a dinosaur that it can't have your grapes or beach spot? Because I'm not. English summer. It's so hot, I'm melting. 28 degrees. Australian summer. It's a little hot today. 40 degrees. I mean,
You guys acclimatized to it, and also our houses are made differently.
Aussie wife is slammed for packing her husband's lunch. Stop treating him like a child.
Your wife packed your lunch?
Yes. Quick, the Australians are asleep. Post pictures of normal outdoor animals. I love how Christmas time, everyone in the UK, Europe, and US is blogging about snow and fireplaces and keeping warm. While here in Australia, the hunt is on for the culprit who stole a giant 10-meter high mango at this place in Queensland overnight. Australian news. Where did the mango? Thousands of people plan to attend a barbecue in front of the home of a vegan Australian woman who took her neighbors to court over the smell of meat cooking in their own backyard. How do Australians reproduce? We throw a boomerang and whoever catches it first is our designated mate. I was applying for an Australian citizenship and the interviewer asked, "Do you have a criminal record?" I said, "No." Is that still required? Oh my god. This is a sea pickle, a blob of pyrosomes that live in the ocean. This one was caught off the East Australian coast. Record a Snapchat. Australian man patents the hem dog, a hot dog and burger combo. Listening to this from Australia. That's so sick. Thanks for the support. I didn't say I liked it or it was good. It sounds like crap, idiot. Australia families live in fear of the huge kangaroo haunting their suburban streets. What is going on in Australia? Australia versus Pluto. I had no idea they had beef. If I was an Australian magpie, would you guys still like me? Answer me. Australia in films versus Australia in real life. Instagrammer raises $500,000 for Australian bushfires by selling nude number plate of a car in Perth, Australia, made to be